Welcome to another edition of Will It Temper. I'm your host, Constantine Zigo. And today's chocolate is Whittaker's Dark Chocolate. Temper is when there are cocoa butter crystals in your chocolate that have formed the correct kind of bond so that they snap and the chocolate does not melt in your fingers. So what we're trying to do here is melt this chocolate down in such a way that we can put it into this mold. It'll set, and then it'll also be just as snappy as this is. The idea is you reserve some of the chocolate, and the rest of the chocolate we're going to melt into the microwave. When you melt chocolate in a microwave, the key is to do it in short bursts and to do it often and to give it time in between. At first you get something like this, right? So like 30 seconds on or so, and maybe, a minute off, something like that. A couple of times back and forth until you get this under control. Progress, but we're not there yet. All right, this was the last time out of the microwave. And you can see now that 100% of everything is melted out. There are no more bits in here. What you're gonna do now is you're gonna put this chocolate in, and this chocolate has seed crystals in it. When this chocolate goes into that chocolate, if the melted chocolate is too hot, let's say 95, 100, 110 degrees, it will simply melt this out. But there's gonna come a point at which this cold chocolate, cold room temperature chocolate, is going to cool down this hot chocolate to a point that it gets closer to, like, let's say 88, 86 degrees or something like that. In other words, it'll come to a compatible temperature so that the crystals will transfer from this into the liquid. This is the balancing act. This is why I hate this method so much. Here's a tester. I'll go like this, tap it, and then if that's in temper, in like a couple of minutes or so, it won't be shiny anymore. It'll quote unquote set. Second temper test. I think we are in temper. So now I need to get this chocolate into this mold, but I don't want the lumps. So I guess the only thing I can think of to do is to use a sieve to sieve the lumps out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put it into the mold. Now, I don't need to even put this in a refrigerator because it's definitely in temper and it's solidifying. But normally you do put it in the refrigerator, not to make it set per se, but to allow the chocolate to release its heat, and then it will demold from the mold better. It is not a substitute for not being in temper. But are they in temper? I'm not sure. All right, give it 10 minutes. Why? Because all chocolate that comes out of the refrigerator is gonna snap. But it's snapping because it's cold. And when it gets to room temperature, then you try it again. If it still snaps, then you know you've done it. Does it snap or not?